Hello, everybody. Welcome back to How Come. So usually on this podcast, we talk about a very specific type of stroking, masturbating. I've also had a friend recently refer to stroking as like fucking someone. But today we're talking about stroking in terms of a stroke and what happens when you actually have a stroke, the kind of rehab you need, and how it affects your sex life, potentially. I'm talking to comedian Kenice Mobley, who is a friend of mine and who also had a stroke a few years ago. And we're talking about her rehab and what happened to her orgasms. Did they disappear? Was it difficult to get them back? You'll hear all about that, as well as some information, just basic general information on strokes, what to look out for, things you can do, hopefully, to prevent them. And yeah, it's a really great episode. I hope you love it. And if there's anybody in your life who is going through any type of rehab, this is a really great episode to send them. Okay, enjoy.
How come? How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh, baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna jizz.
Welcome, Kenice.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm so excited. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me. I hope I'm a good guest.
I know that you will be a good guest because I've already had you as a guest on Diet Starts Tomorrow when I was still doing that podcast.
Yes.
And you were so great. And we did talk about, so you guys, today we're going to be talking about Kenice had a stroke a few years ago.
I did.
We did talk about that kind of from like a health perspective, but now we're going to delve even more into like what changed sexually. So yeah, just catch everybody up on that story.
Sure. So I was 36 when I had my stroke, and I was in Utah for this creative change retreat, which is really cool. They get like people who work in nonprofits, people who work in governmental agencies, and creatives to come together and just like think pretty abstractly about like ways of making the world a better place.
Okay.
And we had just done this ceremony, and I was well, I am a judgmental person, and I just have to accept that. But I was like calling my mom to judge the fact that during this ceremony, they had done like this bird release thing where they like released rehabilitated hawks or whatever. And it was just like some people were crying, and I was like, I feel like you guys are accessing some feeling that I'm not. Genuinely, I was like, wait, am I supposed to be crying right now? I don't feel any of it. Like, I think this is nice. But then they had a white woman with dreads do slam poetry. And I was like,
oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So I made fun of that on the phone to my mom because I'm very cool and I call my mom for all sorts of, which is to make fun of things. Yes. But I was on the phone with my mom making fun of this, and my mom was like, "You're not making any sense." And I was like, "Mom, I'm trying to catch my breath. I'm trying to catch my breath." And like, that's the last thing I remember. But like,
and it's not just like, this is a crazy story that doesn't make sense. It's like your words are jumbling, like you're not making sense.
You're not making sense. And I remember being on the ground and my mom's still on the phone, and I'm like trying to crawl.
And wasn't this on like a hike kind of thing too?
It was it took place at the Sundance Institute like retreat. So there was like the main meeting place, but then you'd still have to walk like a mile up a mountain to get to where your cabin was.
Okay.
And I was like close to my cabin when I had my stroke. But somebody found me on the ground, which is good.
Close enough to find you, not close enough to hear the talking shit. Love
Yes,
that.
Thankfully. Although the person who found me apparently was like behind me on the walk, and like I was, so maybe they did
like the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah. They were like, this bitch. And then karma instantly, boom, right there. She's having a stroke right now.
Oh my God. And did you ask them ever like what that looked like from their perspective? Like, I know like a seizure looks like you're like convulsing when you fall. Like, is a stroke like just like you're flat? Like, do your eyes roll back? Like, do you know that aspect of it or no?
I think at some point I threw up on myself. There was some convulsing. I think there was also an issue because they tried to sit me up, but like my eyes weren't working.
Yeah.
So like I'm just shouting, I can't see what's going
Yeah.
on.
It's so scary.
So to see a person who truly an hour ago you saw drinking a glass of wine at an event suddenly be out, I should ask them because I'm like, who did find me? Well, yeah, somebody rode in the ambulance with me.
And you don't know?
I think I wrote them like right after the stroke, but I honestly don't remember so much of that.
Yeah,
So,
because the recovery. So, and we'll talk about this too.
yeah.
So you're in the hospital, and then you wake up, and were you still having like verbal problems or motor problems or
All of it.
visual? Okay.
So I didn't have vision in my right eye. Didn't have any feeling on my right side. And at first, when I got
Oh
there,
my
I was
God.
in and out. Apparently, I went through surgery. They did an MRI. My mom showed up. I like tried to walk. I just fell on the ground, and then I was in a
Oh.
bed. Uh,
And wait,
and
so a lot of people say that when they're having a stroke, like they feel the numbness first on like one side. That didn't happen to you.
no, I was regular schmegular talking shit on the phone, and then
Drop dead. Not,
boom.
but yeah.
I had a light headache throughout the day, and like I was maybe it's because I went horseback riding. That was like part of this nature thing. So I went horseback riding, and then I had a headache, and I was so excited to get back to the cabin where I was going to take an edible and take a bath to get rid of this headache.
Yeah.
But I
I'm,
guess it was
I'm
more of a headache.
I'm reading like signs of a stroke or whatever, even though like I know they usually happen very, very quickly, but it's like balance, dizziness, like you loss of balance, obviously. Your eyes suddenly like there's trouble seeing in both eyes or one, or it's blurry, or there's double vision. Your face might droop from one side, or there's like an
I
uneven
think they said that
smile.
happened to me.
Your arms might have weakness or numbness in one arm. Your speech is slurred, or you have like a difficulty of speaking. And then, it just says time. So if you see any of these signs, it's time to call 911
Yeah.
immediately. And do you know what type of stroke it was?
The one that's weird to pronounce, like ischemic.
Ischemic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the most common one. And
Yeah.
it's basically just like a blood vessel is narrowed or blocked in your brain, and then it starves your brain of oxygen, and it happens.
Yeah, your body tries to deal with that, and parts of your brain die, which is very frustrating to be like, oh, me, I'm a normal lady. Yes, parts of my brain are dead. Yes, I'm like
Yeah. No,
I'm
I
trying
mean,
to
not dead, but like weakened or like
weaken.
out of commission for
Out
a
of commission.
while. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's also hemorrhagic strokes caused by a blood vessel in or near the brain rupturing and bleeding into the brain. So that's like a bleed.
Thankfully, I didn't have that.
Yeah, that one is extremely scary. I mean, they're all really scary. And then the other type is the TIA, the transient ischemic one, which is like a mini stroke.
Yeah. I think that's what my twin sister had. She had like a mini stroke
Before you?
after me. So
Shut
2
up.
years after me, like not to exactly to the day, but I had just come back from doing my solo show about having a stroke
Yeah.
in Edinburgh. I get back, and yeah, I got a call that my sister was in the hospital. They didn't know what was going on, but I needed to go down to Baltimore. And so I was with her. So it was just very much so like, well, I guess there is something genetic because my identical sister is having this mini stroke episode.
Or she saw all the attention you were getting and she's copying you. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, you think I haven't written something about this?
It's like Kim and Courtney being like, I had my wedding in Italy. Where did Courtney have her wedding? Italy. Andrea Bocelli sang at my wedding. Who sang at Courtney's wedding? I had a stroke.
She had a mini stroke, but like,
Yeah.
it's very silly. I also did this show called Abolish Everything, and I was like, abolish my twin sister also having a stroke, because for some reason, when she had a stroke, just because she has like a husband and a child, like everyone was like super worried about her, and she got all the prayers at Thanksgiving, and everyone was like checking in on her, and it's like, bitch, I had a real stroke. Hers wasn't even like a real stroke. Like no
Yeah.
part of her brain died because she wasn't deprived of oxygen that long. I had to like relearn how to do stuff. I'm
Right. Ugh. Fucking bitch. No, I'm kidding. Okay, and then there's three other types. A cerebral venous thrombosis, and it's a blood clot forms in a vein that drains blood from the brain. A cryptogenic stroke, a stroke where the cause cannot be determined, fun.
Mhm.
And then a brain stem stroke, which occurs in the stem, obviously, and affects both sides of the body.
Ooh.
So now,
Mine is one side, and it's on the left side of my brain, so it affects the right side of my body.
so you were in the hospital for
A week and change, yeah.
okay. And did they immediately start doing like PT, like learning how to walk, learning how to talk? How do you learn how to see?
So every day they would test it, and every day it would get like a little bit wider. So I use my hand to demonstrate, because it would be like I'd have to kind of say like, this is where my hand disappears. Just like let my hand go from center and float to the right, and
Behind
where
your
my
eye.
hand
Yeah.
disappears,
Or
I
like
have to
in your line of vision.
yes, I have to
Yeah.
let them know. And then having to walk, I use like my IV stand as a cane. And at first I'd be like resting on someone else. And then they didn't let me go until I could like walk around unaided. I mean, I still had the cane, like the IV stand cane, but I didn't need to like lean on someone else. And
Do you have your
then
little butt sticking out of the back of your
thankfully,
hospital
no,
gown?
although honestly, I had hospital underwear and hospital socks. I was just like,
Okay.
you guys, I've completed the set, okay? And it's bad. I've been to the hospital a few times for different reasons, and I always keep the socks. And someone's like, "You're not supposed to keep those socks," but I'm like,
I keep the socks. I love
it's
the
like a
socks.
memory thing for me. Like
Yeah.
I went through this thing, and I paid tax dollars for this, so I'm going to keep these fucking socks.
And they're grippy.
Yeah, and sometimes you need grippy.
Yeah. You guys who have more sex-based brains, you know you like that grippy. No.
I'm just imagining like the type of sex that would concern someone most. Two people, grippy socks, just like we're trying our best, and people are worried about us. Let's go.
But not as worried as if we were married with kids, unfortunately.
Yeah. Suddenly, then your death matters. If
Yeah.
you're just single out here, it's like, I mean, it's sad, but
sad.
a mother, that's
Yeah.
a tragedy.
Yeah. No, on a tombstone, oh, beloved wife, beloved mother. Here lies Kenice. She had a solo show that went to Fringe.
Yeah. Friend, question mark?
Fun daughter, talk
Yeah.
shit.
My mom
Yeah.
likes me a lot. So
Yeah.
she called me the fun daughter. Yes.
So what's interesting is since we did your episode on DST, I had a not health scare of my own, but my boyfriend went through something that was very stroke coded.
Okay.
It was fucking crazy, Kenice. He was in like a Walgreens, calls me. He's like, hey, you need to come over here. Like, I can't feel my legs. Like something's happening. I can't feel my legs. By the time I got there, and this Walgreens is like 4 blocks from his house, he's like, okay, yeah, I also can't feel my arms. And I'm like, okay, we need to just like, I don't know, get you hydrated or something. Like maybe you're having a panic attack, like maybe something, whatever. Buy him a Gatorade, take him outside to like a bench, try to feed him the Gatorade. At this point, his mouth is no longer working. It's like spilling all over his body.
Oh no.
I'm like, okay, I don't know why, but I was like, I think it's because we had a lot of stress going on at that time that I just was convinced it must be a panic attack. And so I was like, let's just like get you home. Had his roommate pick him up. I put him in like a really hot bath because I thought that could like maybe like shock his system or whatever.
Yeah.
And then his speech started devolving. Like it was like, it's not even actually, sorry, not the speech. It was the comprehension that he couldn't hear me or like what was happening and would just start saying random stuff. And then at that point we were like, okay, it's time to go to the ER. Like this is really bad. Get him dressed. By the time we get to the ER, they're like, what's your name? He cannot answer. He does not know. When are you born? Does not know. And I was like, stop asking this man questions. Like, ask me. And they really didn't take it seriously. It was really fucking weird. And we're like sitting in the waiting room for like 20 minutes and he's looking at me with like the saddest, like it was like he was like trapped in his brain and like couldn't, and I'm sure you had these same things where you're like, I'm trying to speak. I know what I'm trying to say. And it was like, he was like crying and I was like, it's going to be fine, whatever. And then something happened where like he started speaking like crazy gibberish. and they were like, he's stroking. And they like rush him into a CAT scan. It turns out he's not stroking, but he's still not able to answer anything. Anyway, long story short, he ends up being in the hospital for like 24 hours. I'm with him the whole time. He had trouble. He wasn't mostly standing. So I honestly don't know if ambulatory stuff was an issue. Because like I was like helping him pee in his bed in like one of those cups or whatever, but like he wasn't able to aim, and he definitely wasn't able to speak. And so they would like point at me and they'd be like, do you know her name? And he would just go and shake his head. And he looked so sad about it. And I was like, it's okay. Like, you're fine. Like, we're going to figure this out. And he said, like, looking back on it, he's like, I, again, like felt trapped. And I was like, oh, I'm dying. Like, this is what dying feels like. And then like with you, every few hours they would test him. So they would ask him questions after a night of sleeping and fucking throwing off his EKGs and me being up every 15 minutes while trying to watch Challengers. So annoying when somebody's just like pissing everywhere and throwing off their things, and I have to like go get the nurse, whatever. But like somewhere around like 9 a.m., they start asking him, what's your name? He goes, Otker Bopturd. I go, amazing. No, but this was such an improvement from what he had been able to say that I was like, fucking hell yes, that is your name. And they go, what's her name? And he goes, Cupid Pot Turd. And I was like, yes, it is. I am Cupid Pot Turd. Like, you're so good. You're so smart. They showed him like 2 hours later, like a picture of a woman in her kitchen, and her kids are like stealing cookies from a cookie jar behind. And they're like, what's happening in this picture? He goes, cookie jar teen and parter. And I was like, that's exactly what's happening. Like, you're so good. But like, I'm also freaking out. But because I had spoken to you, and I know that like you were able to rehab and like get all of your functions back and stuff, I literally thought about you the entire time. And I was just like, this is going to be okay. Like, even if it's not okay right now, like it will be fine. And he ended up having like he checked himself out because they were like, you need an MRI, but like we can't do it this weekend. I was like, okay, we're not paying like hospital bills over the weekend. Like, we feel like good enough to like whatever. We checked him out, and then like on Monday when he was supposed to get the MRI, it happened again. And so we went back, and anyway, it turns out this was not a stroke. It was a very, very rare form of a migraine, which is something that I also had like an acute migraine once that my vision was blurry. My right side went numb. I had to go to the hospital, but it was never hard for me to speak. It was never hard for me to walk. So just for anybody out, there's so many things that manifest this way. Oh my God. But I can't imagine your mom seeing you in that condition. Like, fortunately his parents were like across the country, and I was just like, at the end of the day, this is just a man I know. No, I'm just kidding.
Just some dude.
No, it was so sad. But it was really, and now he carries around, what's that pill? It's like a steroid.
Prednisone or?
Yeah, it's prednisone.
I had to take that as a kid for asthma because I had really severe asthma as a kid.
Okay.
So I'd have steroids for that so that my lungs would work.
Yeah, I think it deflames things.
Yeah. I don't have prednisone, but I do every day have to take a blood thinner. And then I'm on blood pressure medication. So I'm on blood thinner and blood pressure medication. And that's every day. And
this is just post-stroke. This is like your...
Post-stroke, yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is, I don't even have high blood pressure. That's just like standard operating procedure. If you have a stroke, they put you on blood pressure medication very quickly.
Mm-hmm. And so, okay, how long was it? It was like months, right? To like fully walk and talk again?
So to walk and talk, that was pretty quick. So that was like a 2-week thing.
Oh, okay.
But
that's still, I mean, frustrating.
Yeah. To fully get like feeling on my right side, I don't have like, I can feel like if someone punches me in the arm, but I can't feel like if an ant were walking on my arm, I wouldn't feel that because my skin lacks like muscle has feeling, but skin lacks a lot of feeling.
Wait. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to ask something perverted.
No, that's fine.
But do you remember that thing, The Stranger, that people used to say they did in middle school where it
Yeah,
was
where
like
they'd sit on their
you
hands.
sit on your hand, numb it, and then jack off with that hand and it feels like a stranger?
That just seems real over the top.
But does it feel like, if you're masturbating with that hand?
I've always masturbated with my left hand. I don't know why there's like such a division of labor in my brain.
Okay.
Like it's never worked well with my right hand, so I always masturbate with my left hand.
Okay.
This is the one that's good at like artistic stuff. So I'm like, oh, you're gonna do the art of coming? Yeah, you gotta
Yes.
yeah. It's just better at those like fine detailed work. So
Totally. And so you obviously had an orgasm pre-stroke.
yes.
Do you remember your first?
I do remember my first orgasm. So I had sex with my partner in high school. Partner sounds over the top. It was my high school boyfriend, please. We dated for 3 years, though. Longest relationship I've had to this day. But by the end, I was wishing him dead. Just to be like, that's something I know about myself. We had sex. I'd had a nice time, but I'd never like come. And then I masturbated. I remember for the first time.
To the idea of him dying. No.
Yes. It's more embarrassing. I watched like streamed illegally Mad Men in college. And something about Don Draper, I was like, I think now's the time I'm going to try masturbation.
There's a lot about Don Draper and a lot about a torrent. Like a torrent just makes me horny.
Yeah, look, I'm breaking the law.
Yeah, I'm being bad. Let's do something even crazier.
Yes. And so I was like, well, I'm going to try this. And I was like, oh, well, I guess this works. This masturbating thing, pretty cool. Okay.
With lefty.
With lefty. Yeah.
Great. Oh, wow. Okay, so you're like about how old?
20.
20. Okay. And then by the time the stroke comes, it's like 15 years later, basically, 16 years later. You are very good at masturbating, I imagine.
Oh, so good. Yeah. I was able to get it done in like a very short amount of time. Like, not that that's like the measure of skill, but if it was like, hey, this is something I want to crank out before bed, I could do like, okay. It was usually pornography. So watch something porn, masturbate very quickly, boom. I can't masturbate while watching the porn because I'm too busy thinking about like video production, film production.
Whoa.
And like I'm too busy thinking about other stuff. So like I have to watch the thing and then masturbate and then I can go to sleep. Yeah.
Wait, I've never heard that. That's why I don't really watch porn because
You shouldn't. It's probably bad. It's like bad for me.
No, but I'm always thinking about like, okay, like what take was this? And like, do they like each other offset? And like this angle is kind of funky or whatever. And so that's why it gets in the way for me. But like the fact that afterwards you can just think about it and use it is very interesting.
I don't know what it is like during. I'm like, oh, I think it's because I can eliminate the parts that aren't working for me. So like so much of the sound editing is bad in these and like the angle thing or like her performance was awful. Like just like, why are they acting at the beginning of this? Like also in my brain, they don't have to have like sometimes
a storyline.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's accents and it's like, I'm pro accents, but you're trying to say something that it would be hard for the other person to understand you saying that at this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in my head,
I'd really like an orgasm if you could give me that.
Lots of Eastern European in Spanish, and I'm like,
interesting.
I'm having to take a second to step away from coming to
focus on character work.
Yes.
Would you ever fast forward to the set, like, and just not start with the storyline? Okay.
So their sound is bad. Like,
got it.
And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't come thinking like with the sound of you coming in my brain because like you come sounds weird to me. So I just
yeah. But you can latch on to the parts that you're like, that was hot, that was hot, that was hot, and then your brain
assemble it.
Assembles it. Okay, interesting. So we never talked about the effect on orgasms post-stroke.
It took a long time.
Okay.
It took a long time. And I remember because like I'm a sex positive person. I make a lot of jokes about sex. I talk about sex. After my stroke, I went to essentially live with my mom for a month. And so like she was because I live by myself. I was living with her. She was taking care of me, although I was doing a lot, but she was taking care of me and checking in on me. And I was there in my childhood bedroom, and I was like, Kenice, orgasms are such like a brain thing. And as you recover, you need to make sure this thing still works. And so in my room and in North Carolina, they don't allow porn. Like, I'm like, did they start that before or after my stroke? At any rate, yeah, it was because of my stroke. Now North Carolinians can't access porn, but
no one can stroke anymore. I said no one can stroke.
No one can stroke. It's against the rule.
With lefty, righty, or someone else's.
You can't. There's no. It's very funny to me because I stayed with my mom for a couple months this summer, and I opened for some friends who were in town doing comedy, and several of them commented on the fact that like they did not realize that Pornhub was against the law in North Carolina until they were in their hotel room and they pulled it up, and then it's like, sorry, this isn't available in the state, and they're like, where the fuck am I?
Oh my God. See, and I would be like, and I didn't realize all of you watched that much porn on the road.
Oh, some people, it's very funny. It took me like a couple of weeks to figure that out at my mom's house. But I'm not going to say the comedian, but I think he noticed within the first hour of being there, he noticed like immediately that they don't allow porn there.
He was like still on the bus there. They crossed over and he was like, my Pornhub went out.
There's like a whole message on the screen that's like, this is because the legislatures in this state don't want this or want to do this, that, and the third. So if you would like the Pornhub service in your state, you need to talk to your lawmakers.
I wonder if it translates to like audio stuff too, or if it's just like strictly visual porn.
I mean, all of Pornhub was so if there's like a site that has audio, it might be fine.
Yeah, like there's like Quinn and like Dipsy. But they're like apps, I guess.
Yeah.
But Pornhub must have an app too.
It's wild to me. And I was just like,
I'm the worst sex podcaster in the world. I'm like, does Pornhub have an app?
There's an app. There's absolutely an app. I just don't have it because I want to maintain the illusion that I don't need this thing. Sure. And so I will access it via the web. But getting an app, that's like a commitment. That's like, like I'm into this. And
yeah.
Even though
I still won't even download Fandango as an app. I'm like, I don't go to the movies that much.
Yeah.
But so do you need it? Like, can you have orgasms? And I'm going to talk pre-stroke for now.
Yeah.
Could you have them during like intercourse with another person, or like was porn always a requirement to like finish?
Some people, yes, I could have an orgasm.
Okay.
A lot of people no, but I knew how to kind of get myself off, even if they weren't.
Because they're not an artist and you're an artist.
I'm an artist. Yeah. I've honed the skill 10,000 hours or more. I know what works for me. So I feel
Malcolm Gladwell, Kenice, come good.
Yes, that's how it works. You got to put those hours in. But like, it's not like I'm using the other person, but it's like shifting of body or just like bringing my hand into the situation.
Yeah.
To end it. Very few.
No, that's not using. That's helping.
Yes.
Yeah, you're helping.
Very people have, without my assistance, been able to get it there, and those people, I'm like, I remember that person. That person is always on my nice list. But most of my orgasms have been by myself with pornography. Yes.
Got it. Okay. So just the general situation, though, being in your mother's house, your normal like security blanket for jacking off isn't there, and you've just had a stroke, which you're very young for, like it's like a very scary and like kind of like I would be very daunted and nervous about trying to make an orgasm happen again.
I just was like, Kenice, this is a part of who you are, and you need to see if this part of you is still there, because you are missing things. Like I couldn't think of names of people, or like I would have to do little brain exercises every day to like work on my brain. And I was like, if I'm in the process of rebuilding my brain, this is something that is important to me that I want to make sure that I build in as well. So I laid there and just like without pornography, just like tried to think of sex. Just like tried to think of like scenes in movies, people I find attractive. And it was like 40 minutes of just being like, wait, where in my brain does sex
Where does
live?
it live? Yeah.
Yeah. And so just eventually I did, but then I got a really bad headache and I was like worried that I was like,
Oh, that you were like, I stroked myself into stroking again.
yeah, or like I broke something, or like
Yeah.
I have a joke where it's like, essentially, I was like, am I going to forget like all of geography or like math because I like pushed it out trying to have an orgasm? Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what's going to happen because of this.
And if
Um,
so, worth it.
I'm a history dork, so I love geography and stuff like that. Um, it is very dorky to admit that like I've started getting like histories of different countries from the library, and that is just playing in the background as I do stuff. So this morning, as I was like straightening up, it's the history of the English and or the history of the British Isles and its people.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm super cool. But
I
back to
I
orgasms.
love that. I think that's great.
Thanks. It's just part of my hey, like I turned 40 this year, and I'm like, be fully who you are. You are a dorky lady. You majored in history in undergrad. You love this shit. If you love it, love it. Do it. The library is free. Get a bunch of books. They're like 40, and it's harder for me to read post-stroke, like eyes on the page, but it's easy for me to listen to audiobooks. So it's truly like this audiobook is 42 hours of British history. That's your
Amazing.
let's go. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was an art history major, so I
Hell yeah.
too love history. And the thing that I watched last night was a history of where mythical creatures might have come from and what animals might have inspired them.
Okay. What were some of the mythical creatures that they discussed?
Like unicorns and dragons and stuff. But like when you
Yeah.
think of a dragon, you're like, did dragons actually exist? Or are they like a composite of like maybe like lions and snakes and like birds?
Yeah. And did they see any dinosaur bones? Like,
We think they did.
okay. It was like they were just
We
like,
think
oh,
they
yeah.
saw. Me and Stephen Fry agree that
He narrates one of my favorite like
porns.
that would fuck me up so bad. Oh, part of me wants that to exist, but genuinely knows that that would like ruin my life. He narrates Greek mythology, and he has books of Greek mythology, heroes, mythos, and Troy. And I listen to those all the time. So I hear Stephen Fry's voice regularly.
That sounds amazing.
I will send you the link.
That sounds so fun. And so now that I'm thinking about it too, is like, was your mom in the house?
She was. She was
Okay.
downstairs. I was upstairs. And I had been like taking long naps in the afternoon anyway. Cause like, yeah, my sleep was wild where it's like I'd sleep 12 hours a day as part of like recovering. So I was just like, oh, I'm upstairs. And she would just like not bother me. But I was up there and her like the mattress in my childhood bedroom is very old. And so it's like, it's squeaky. So I'm like, okay, I have to like not move too much and I have to be silent.
Yeah.
And I don't have porn. And so it was just like, it definitely felt like an endurance trial of like, you're going to figure this out. Like, you are a smart lady who is capable and determined. You can do anything you set your mind to, including have an orgasm. And so I'm just sitting there, and it was like 40 minutes of just like,
Would you say it was like the 12 labors of Hercules?
yes, yes, it was actually.
Yeah. You're like,
When
it's
we
time
going
to
around-
clean the stables. Okay.
Yes. So I was just trying my best, trying not to move or make any noise. And have an orgasm. And eventually I did. And I'm genuinely like, what was I thinking about? And it was like probably some mix of like Mad Men universe. I had also listened to some this was like there's a fairy smut is like a type
Oh,
of
yeah. People love.
yeah.
Look,
Wait, I have a quart of thorns and roses right here.
but look how little I've read because it's so
Yeah.
poorly written. It sucks.
It is, dude. I've read the first 4 books in that series.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Does she talk about like, I moved skinnily across
Yeah.
the floor?
My pert young breasts are doing this and that. She does a little bit
I
of that.
want to go home to my poor family who was mean to me. Oh,
Yeah.
this guy keeps putting me in beautiful dresses and he's so hot. I hate him.
Ah, boo. I'd say it gets better, but honestly, for those books, I think audio is the way to go.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can go through it pretty quickly, and it's like, yeah, I technically did that. Sure, I know what's happening. Whatever.
Yeah. When I lived with my grandmother, I would walk into her room sometimes and she would be listening to an audiobook or whatever. And I'd be like, Nan, what are you doing? She'd go, I'm reading. And one time I walked in and it was like his throbbing member. And I was like, what are we reading?
There's so much out there. And I would have definitely been listening to that if it had been accessible. A friend of mine at a wedding suggested that I read, this is the dumbest book I've ever read in my life. She recommended a book series called Ice Planet Barbarians.
Okay.
If this is the dumbest thing you've ever imagined in your life, some women were kidnapped by aliens. The alien ship crashes. These different aliens, not the kidnappers, find them. And then all of them hook up with these aliens. And that's the book.
And the title is Ice Planet Barbarians.
Yes. And then there's Ice
Sounds
Planet
just like a
Mind.
hodgepodge of words. Just like how the first time I heard K-pop Demon Hunters, I was like, those things don't go together.
Exactly.
But it turns out it's great.
Ice Planet Barbarians is not as good as K-pop Demon Hunters. I will say that.
Okay.
But if you want a smutty book that you can just listen to for like, hey, a couple of hours on a commute or like cleaning up your house, you're going to be like, what the fuck? But also, sure, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there any part of you that was like, mom's downstairs, this is like much less hot?
Yes. I mean, it's also like, this is the bedroom that I had from the age, I think, 7 when I got my own bedroom. And this is my bedroom. And this is, I used to think the devil lived in my closet, and that's my closet. Yeah. And so just like, I can't breathe too loudly because my mom will know. I can't move too much because she'll hear me downstairs. And it's just so weird to be, yes, a 36-year-old woman, just like, damn it, I'm going to come. But I have to act like there's like, I can't move at all. Like I can move my hand a little bit to get things going, but I can't do much at all. And eventually I did. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, Mad Men-esque, memories, like porn that I had watched enough times to like remember the positive things of. Yeah.
See, okay, I'm literally sitting in my childhood bedroom because
Nice.
I do
It's a lovely bedroom.
I do live here. Thank you. And now I'm like, yeah, it has been nice, like the family connection, but they're honestly like I've been in an orgasm drought and I'm like, maybe I just have to get the fuck out of here. Because it's this conversation is actually like really inspiring me now. Like the fact that you were like learning how to walk again, learning how to see again, but you're like, but coming
I have
is,
to learn.
yeah,
That's so like
it's paramount.
it's silly that not silly, but based on my connection to having an orgasm, you'd think that I had been having orgasms since I like first got horny, which I remember. But I didn't do it until I was 20. But since then I was like,
Well, tell me what you remember. When was the first time you got horny?
the first time I got horny, it was like, I mean, I probably like thought about things, but like the first time I remember like being like, I think I just got wet. It was, I walked downstairs. This is so stupid. My sister was watching MTV and they played the Savage Garden video for
Chick-a-Cherry Cola, that one?
yeah, Ooh, I want you.
You, I don't. Oh, such a hot
Yeah.
song.
Such a hot song, but for some reason, there's a very close-up image of the main singer who is now, I think, married to his co-singer, very gay, but it was just
Really?
close up as his face, and it was like these bright blue eyes
Yes.
singing, and it's like washed out in this very 90s aesthetic, but it's just him singing, and it's a little like the tone of the image.
Human cannibal. Oh, I need you. I want
I
you.
want to, and I was like, oh my, and that was like that hit me like bowled over, and I was like, well, I guess I'm heterosexual. I didn't think that 'cause I didn't know what homosexual was, but I was like, I guess I'm into that. Whatever.
Yeah.
I want to touch that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My first oh my God, I'm wet, was I was watching A Knight's Tale. Who do you think is fucking next to me but my dad? And, and I don't know, there was some scene, I think it's like when he first comes out as like
Ulrich von Lichtenstein?
Ulrich von Lichtenstein.
It's fucked up that I'm like,
Yeah.
I know. Off the top of my head, let's go.
Yeah. They're like, Sir Ulrich. And he's got like his hair and it's cut and he's clean for the first time. And I was just like, oh, I have flooded.
Yeah, something's happening to me.
I think that a long time of horniness before you jack off is still really nice because it's like, it's very natural and chic.
Yeah, it's like a nice hug, but like better. It's not like explosions,
right?
But it's comfort and fun other thing. Yeah.
And then by the time that you get to an actual like orgasm, you're like, it's like edging. It's like edging.
Yes,
for years,
10 years.
Yeah. But that's why you were probably a pro. And I just have to say, the fact that like strokes are so brain based, and you took all of this shit from your brain to make like memories and visions and like that feeling happen, like that must have felt so triumphant.
It did until the headache set in.
Until the headache.
Oh shit! Like that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no! What if I'm dumb now? What if I have to come and then I'm dumb now?
I mean, so many people on Love Island think that like Spain is a continent, and they still
aren't they European?
Yeah. So is Spain a continent or a country? She said.
What?
She was so hot.
There's only one continent country.
I know. It's Australia.
Yeah.
Did you see freaking out that he's like, how come Australia made it into physical Asia? It's not in Asia. And I'm like, okay, but it's not in any other continent either. Like you have to allow them to do something.
There's not enough people there to just do their own physical. They get to be part of Asia. Chill out.
That being said, I didn't love their team, but like let them play.
I've heard of it on a podcast. This is where different countries have challenges.
So it started with Physical 100, which is a Korean show. And like I was talking about how much I love it the other day, and Ben was like, of course you love it. It's just hot guys. And I'm like, and girls, they come from all different walks of athletic life. So there are like professional CrossFitters, there are Olympians, there are people from their most famous sports teams, football, baseball, whatever. And the whole thing is physical, like agility, strength, just like body competitions to see who has the quote unquote best body, but in like a fitness way.
Okay. Like a functional way, not just like looking at
not like but like it's nice to look at them too.
Yeah, of course.
And they all like get casts made of their bodies, and like they stand next to their bodies, and like you can, or it's just like their torsos, but people like walk in and because it's like these really like professional people, they're all very like, oh my God, I can't believe that person's here. Like they're all like very like respectful and like excited about the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so then Physical Asia, they decided to pit Asian countries against each other. So it's like Philippines, Mongolia, Australia, Turkey, which is only half in Asia, also half in Europe, but they made it. And it's fucking sick because they're all speaking different languages. So the subtitles are color coded based on what language they're speaking. So you kind of start to learn like what different languages sound like.
Important.
Yeah, fun. And they're also hot. And
that's nice.
And that's Physical Asia, and it's on Netflix. And this is not a sponsorship, but
I'll watch it.
Yeah, I think you'd like it.
I'll take a break from listening to the history of different countries and watch that.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Wait, what brought us to Physical Asia? I don't know. It doesn't matter. So you have the headache and you're like freaking out. Did you feel comfortable calling your doctor and being like, is this an okay thing to do? Like what's...
I didn't. After a while of having a headache, I went downstairs and I told my mom I had a headache. And she was like, we got to go to the hospital. And I was like, no, I don't think it's that bad. And she's like, I'm calling your cousin. He's a nurse. And so she calls my cousin. And I'm like, this is the pain, but it's okay. And it's like, I was like, don't worry about it. This is not please don't make a big deal out of this.
He's like, what? Was there anything that brought this on?
Yeah. And I'm like, what? No.
You're like, definitely not John Hamm.
Yeah. I have to live with that. I'm like, sometimes when John Hamm tries to be funny and fails, it like feels like a personal slight against me. Like, I'm just like, no, but I like you so much. Please don't. No.
Stay the same.
Also, I'm like, it's so dumb.
Yeah. Wait, so your cousin's there, your mom's there. It's getting increasingly more embarrassing.
Yes. Eventually they're like, okay, we're going to check and see how you're doing in the morning. Like right now, we don't think this is enough to warrant going to the hospital. But if in the morning you're still experiencing these symptoms, then we're going to potentially take you to the hospital. And so I was like, you better sleep so fucking well tonight. You better sleep really well and feel in the morning. Like, so yes.
So, and then you did feel better.
I did. Thankfully, okay. I can remember things, and I didn't lose like the ability to speak, or I never was really good at playing sports, so I can't use the ability to play a sport. But yeah,
it feels like when like you are turning on your computer for the first time after it's like died unnaturally.
Yes,
and it comes on like, and you're like. Yes. Have I just lost like all of my applications and all of my shit and like whatever, and like you're freaking out and it's making so much noise and you're like, you can feel the computer's in pain, and then like suddenly it's like perfect again.
It's okay again, but it does that bong, and you're like, sorry.
And then how soon after did we try again?
It was definitely before I left Charlotte, so within the next couple of weeks. But not, my mom came up here and she stayed for like a couple of weeks. Not during that. I think I was also hesitant to do anything alone in my apartment just in case anything went bad.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
I'm like trying to remember the first person I had sex with. I had to be like, hey, I'm not really sure how this is going to go. Like,
yeah. Do you have like a life alert or something like that?
I have an Apple Watch, but I'm not wearing it right now, which isn't good. Although apparently
that would scare me too. Like, yes, it's very, very daunting to masturbate in a house filled with other people, but also in a house filled with no people, and like you're worried about like what may happen. Oh no.
And so like, what was me? I've been wanting to live by myself since I had roommates, so I can't be like, wah, I live alone. But some part of it
no,
is.
You can be like, wow, that's scary.
Like, did you watch 30 Rock?
Yeah, of course.
Thanks. Cool.
I was on an episode too.
Really? That's like the coolest shit I've ever heard in my life. I love that show so deeply.
I played a page in the background in an episode called College, and my hair is piss colored. Check it out, you guys.
I'm going to. Yeah. Like, I watch that show. I rewatch that show all the time.
Yeah.
There's an episode where, because she lives alone, she is afraid of choking.
Yes.
And she's got to learn how to throw herself over the back of a chair.
Yeah.
I have felt that way since I moved in by myself. Like,
totally.
Just in case, okay, are there chairs? There's chairs. So that I can... Yeah.
I would have gotten a life alert.
I'm supposed to set something up on this watch, and I will. I just haven't figured it out yet. But yes, one day I will set it up so that it functions in the same vein as a life alert.
Just do it.
Yeah.
The thing is you are doing so well. Like, again, throughout all of Ben's thing, I was just like, Kenice is like so good now that like
so much,
like that I was just like, okay. And I know I think later in life with strokes, it is harder to rehab.
Yes.
My great grandmother like never spoke normally again after her stroke. But you do your PT, you work as hard as you can.
Yeah.
If some stuff doesn't come back, like, I guess that's, you learn to live with it.
Yeah. Like, okay, if you're tapping me on my shoulder, I tell people to tap me on my left side. Like that. So I did PT, and I did physical therapy, occupational therapy, and then therapy. Thing is, I got super depressed. Like a couple of months after my stroke, I was like definitely in not full on suicidal ideation, but just like what is the point? Not getting up, like
Totally.
doing all that stuff. And so I got on antidepressants, and that also made it hard to come. So it was like,
Yeah.
okay, the difficulty of coming after like a part of my brain died, and
Mhm.
then the difficulty add to that level of difficulty the on antidepressants. So now I feel like I'm like, not that you were competitive at masturbating, but if there was a competition, like
Sure.
I've been handicapped in such a way that like, no, it's impressive that I come. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm really proud of you.
thank you.
And just antidepressants. So a girl sent me this article about there's potential long-term effects to antidepressants. And like we know that SSRIs make it harder to come.
Yes.
I've been like, whatever. It's like I would rather not have an orgasm than like cry every day.
Yes.
But now I've gotten to the point since I quit smoking weed. Well, I started a little bit again, but it's not to the point that like I was crying all the time. Anyway, I've gotten to the point that I'm like, okay, I don't know if I'm like as sad as I was when I was smoking around the clock.
Yeah.
So I've started doing like every other day with my antidepressant.
Mhm.
And I will say that after a very, very long like drought, I had a little orgasm this morning and I said, thank you
Of course.
out loud.
To yourself, thank you to you.
Like, thank you to like the universe and myself. And like what I was just like, so have I cried a little bit more from tapering off? Yes.
Yes.
But I don't know. I think everybody has to like find their like concoction and stuff. And
Right.
we will
Right.
delve deeper into the potential long-term effects because there is a companion who's been sending me like a lot of literature on it. So I potentially might want to do like a whole episode on it. But I also feel very iffy about that because I'm like, I don't want to like dissuade people from antidepressants because they are so
Yeah.
important.
It's I'll say straight up, I need them. Like I was so sad before, and it isn't a weak because it like growing up in the South, religious, all that stuff. It was like definitely like it's a weakness thing. If you were stronger,
Totally.
you'd be able to do it yourself. And it's not that, but like my level of reactivity to the negative stimuli of life in general was so intense that I was not functioning. And this allows me to function. And yeah, I would take a functional me over a me that comes every day, but also cries twice a day. Like
Yeah.
I accept that. And this isn't the first time I've been on antidepressants. I was on antidepressants in 2020 because that was a very depressing
That was a
time.
very tough time.
And I tried it for the first time, I want to say in like 2016, and they put me on Celexa, and that just made me feel like my brain was like a TV that was switching. So I didn't do that.
Okay.
I was on Wellbutrin, and now I'm on Lexapro,
Me
and
too.
it doesn't feel like my brain is switching. But if I go through, and it's usually in the spring, sunshine, etc. If I go through a period where I am feeling really good, I will switch to like every other day taking it or splitting the pill, so I'm taking half a pill a day.
Yeah. And always you guys like do it with your doctor. Don't just like
Don't
be
put
like,
cold turkey. I won't do that again. I've done,
yeah. Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, I'm insane. I'm fucking crazy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But there is so I'm in PT right now, very like randomly and suddenly because my ankles have like just like decided they're not good. You know, like
Oh, no.
I get crazy shin splints, my ankles like blow up if I'm walking too much.
Not good.
And no, it's not good, but I kind of feel really lucky to be in PT like at this point in my life because if I was more depressed, I'd go like, fuck it, let me die.
Yeah.
You know? So there's something really, really incredible about so many things going wrong post-stroke and you just going, I'm going to fix it. You know, like I'm
yeah.
going to keep trying.
I thank you. I feel like I said before with the listening to the 46-hour English history, it is very much so like you were close to death. Death could happen. The country is descending into fascism. There's a lot of issues going on. So, like, you should be yourself now while you have the chance. So it means, like, for my birthday, I did a Hawkeye draft.
Will you explain the hot guy draft?
Sure. Okay, so this started because other people, it's not like I'm the only person who's ever done something like this, but I did start doing it 10 years ago at a birthday party. It was like clothing swap into a birthday party. And at the birthday party, there was a Hawkeye draft where people created teams of Hawkeyes. So I think it was based on, there was a meme where it was like, you have $15 to create the best team. And it had some people who were like 3 points, some people who were 2 points, some people who were 1 point. And out of that, you had to like make the best basketball team or whatever. I don't give a shit about basketball, but I do give a shit about hotness. So if we're saying that this person is like 3 points, this person is 2 points, all right, how are we going to make a team? And so it was women in groups making groups of hot guys, which is gender neutral.
Great.
And so it started at a birthday party, like 10 years ago, and I've been doing it at my birthday party off and on since
So
then.
at the end of the draft, it's a team of hot guys.
It's a team of hot guys, but it was like on note cards on the wall. And it was like truly like an art exhibit where people are walking around with glasses of wine being like, I think this pairing's weird. Why is this put this person with this person? Like, that's two of this type on this team. That doesn't make any sense.
Right. Like, you can't do like Rob Roush from Love Island and a young James Spader because they look identical.
Yeah, that wouldn't, you couldn't have two people fulfilling the same thing. So it started with that. And then James Hamilton, the comedian, has like a few of my birthday parties, and he works in sports, and I worked with him at Vice News, but he became the commissioner of this at the party. And so I was like, for my birthday, this is my 40th birthday, I want to do this as a giant thing. I want to do this. And I talked to James as like, would you be the commissioner for this live as a live show?
Yeah.
And I talked to Littlefield where we do the clothing swaps. And they were like, we can do this, but if it's on this weekend, it's going to be part of the New York Comedy Festival. And I was like, perfect. That's what I want. And so it is, or was, Josh Gondelman, Joyelle Nicole Johnson, Zach Zimmerman, and Pooja Reddy. And so they are the team, like the pickers of the team are drafters.
Amazing.
People online voted on hot guys. So you would rate them on a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay.
And then at the end, you could submit additional hot guys. That voting closed the day before.
And before you say anything, we're allowed to do this because patriarchy, okay? Let us have something.
Yes, exactly.
Thank
and
you.
it includes women and cartoon characters and all this stuff. So
Okay, great.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Those four comedians got the names of everyone who had been submitted and the scores that people had ranked them, the average, as the data that they could use when they were drafting their Hawkeye team during the show.
Amazing.
And so they did best thirsty hot guy. So like guy who you're like, if I see that guy, I'm fucking that guy. Like I will, if I'm married with children happily, my husband understands that I will go into the bathroom and have sex with that man right now because that is that kind of guy. So thirsty hot, platonic ideal of hot, and that is essentially the Glenn Powell Award, where like we get that he's hot, but we don't want to have sex with him. But like if you were describing like what a hot guy is, like you might use him as an example.
I think I would have sex with Glenn Powell.
I don't
think I would want him to be my boyfriend. Like, I don't want to cuddle with Glenn Powell, but I think I would have sex with him.
I would cuddle with Glenn Powell. I think he'd be good at it. He'd be smiling and he'd say something nice and maybe like tussle my hair like a childhood bully. But him penetrating me, I'm like, oh, no. No, don't do that.
Okay, wait. So what were the thirsty ones?
Okay, thirsty one is like who you would have.
No,
sex
I know,
with.
but I'm saying an example of that guy.
D'Angelo in the How Does It Feel video. It was like very, like you can also pick someone very specifically. So it's not D'Angelo for all time. It's specifically D'Angelo in the How Does It Feel video.
Okay.
I think someone picked Pedro Pascal.
Interesting.
I'll get the picture.
Yeah. Get me the draft.
Yes. So then it was best questionable hot guy, where it's like questionable is like you think that they are hot, but other people aren't getting it. Or there's some element where you're like, I know this doesn't make sense, but
That's
that
like
guy's a hot
that's
guy.
my type. Yeah.
Yes. So that was the one. And then best all around hot guy, which to me is where Pedro Pascal belongs. But it's like all around. They've got the face, they've got the vibes, they've got the history, they've got everything. Yeah.
And so do we care about their personalities at all?
I think personality is a big part of it for me.
I do
but
too.
Everyone votes based on their own interest.
Was Jacob Elordi in there?
Jacob Elordi was one of the like list of 75 people that they got data on, but I don't think anyone
But he didn't make it. Wow.
Yeah.
He's a thirsty one for me.
I didn't think so until I saw Saltburn.
Right.
And then I was like, yes, I see it. I believe in it. I want that. He's like 6'6". I'm like, I will climb him like a tree. That's fine. I'm 5 feet tall. It does not matter.
I put on Frankenstein the other day and I was like, wait, he's like not hot in this. I don't want to watch it.
I think you can open your mind to what hot is, because I was like, I will fuck that collection of dead body parts. There's one when I like it more when he has no hair, but then he has like long stringy hair in part of it. But he's like wandering around, no hair. He's got like all this face paint on, but he's still like cut, and he's wearing like little underwear. And I'm like,
see, I didn't even get that far. He just kept being like, ah, and I was like, ah.
He'd say Victor. Like, yeah.
Okay. Well, so are you still technically in recovery, or is it like the same way as Ben, where it's like you're just kind of like watching out for?
Just kind of watching out. So that was 3 years ago, and I haven't had some mental episodes since then, which is really good. Good. I take my medicine. I don't drink. I do physical exercise more than I used to. And I like last night, I was just like, roasted veggies. I actually like this. Great. Yeah. So
that's great. Yeah. I'm just in awe of how much work you did. And I'm really like impressed with you and like proud of you. And I'm obviously, especially that coming was so important that you fucking did it.
I did. The thing is, being on antidepressants, not drinking, have made it so that I'm just like not attracted to any. Like there's a few people I'm attracted to, but like it used to be so much like I'm at a bar after a comedy show, I'm getting a drink. Oh, who's that? Like
I have a crush. Yeah,
I have a crush. I have not had a crush since I stopped drinking. Since I stopped drinking, I've just been like, I mean, that person's nice.
Sure.
And I've had sex. And there's a few people who I'm like, oh, I trust this person. And we like have sex. But it's truly like we have sex once a month. And we are like, we're not going toward on the boyfriend track. I think I would like a companion that I want to be with while sitting around or while having sex. I think I would like that. But I'm attracted to so few people that like, it's theoretical at this. My heterosexuality feels theoretical at this point.
Totally.
Like, yes, I like men.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't want to have sex with women.
Yeah.
When I masturbate, it's never, a woman is there, but as a
it's me. No.
Like sometimes, and this is a thing that I want to work on, is that like, because so much of my coming is based on like porn and watching porn, it is like porn that I see in my head when I'm trying to have an orgasm, when I am fantasizing about that. And this is not a good movie. It's called Mumford, and it came out, and I want to say like early 2000s, like 2001, 2002. But it's this guy who pretends to be a therapist upon moving to a small town, and all these people just start talking to him, and they're like, he's the best therapist I ever had just because he listens to them, but he's not a real therapist. He helps this one guy who never puts himself in his sexual fantasies. And I was like, oh, fuck, we're supposed to be putting ourselves in our sexual fantasies? Fuck.
Ooh.
So I'm still working on that. That's
I don't think I've ever done that.
You've ever put yourself in your sexual fantasy?
I don't think so.
I was like, what? I don't know if
I guess, or okay, wait. Do you mean like picturing yourself? Because sometimes I'll just picture them like coming at me.
I'll picture it first person, but never third person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's so interesting.
And I'm like, do people picture like a third person thing? Like,
yeah, write in, you guys. What's going on in your brains?
I don't know, because I never have. Like I think it's a nice thing that my brain is starting to do. I never used to have like sex dreams. And now, and maybe it's the way that like young boys don't like come, but they have like nocturnal emissions or whatever. My brain's like, we're not having sex enough, so we're going to give you some sex dreams.
Fun.
And I'm in those. It's not like me watching a scene. It's like a person being like, hey, we have a relationship now. And I'm like, oh, thanks,
Great.
new person.
My sex dreams are so funny because they're just as edgy as my like coming experience. Like in all of my sex dreams, it's like me having a crush and like falling in love with someone, and we're like, and I'm like, let's fuck, and they're like, no.
They don't want to, or they're just like not dead,
or like we just have had sex and I like know that has happened, and I'm like, let's do it again, and they're like, no.
Why would your dreams not let you?
I don't know. But crushes, like, yes, I can see that drinking would stop, because it's like you're not getting like the beer goggles or whatever, and like seeing somebody through like this like really nice like rosy hazy lens.
Yes.
I also though think that like less crushes come with maturity, because you know that like that's not a perfect person. Like it's so easy to like idealize a person when you're like 13, 15, 23, even 28, you know, like, but then once you get into your 30s, you're like, no, that person like
I'm a person,
has
whatever.
a history. They have some problems, and they're not a platonic ideal anymore. They're just like, it's like, yeah, that guy's cute or whatever. But that's why fantasy is so important.
It is the maturation, but also being on antidepressants stops that ruminating part of my brain. And while that's great for like stopping the
Bad
rumination,
thoughts.
like the bad thoughts, it also stops the like,
I love him.
Yeah, there's like this rumination obsession thing, or light obsession. Obsession sounds like crazy, but like
no, but it's fun.
Obsession, yes,
it's fun. Having
and my
a crush
brain
is fun.
Like, gotten rid of that. So I would never just sit around and being like, what's he thinking about? What's he doing? What's this? Or maybe, what if he's like this? Or what if he's like this? Or what if he's like this? My brain's not like that. It's like, I have seen him do this. These are the facts with which you have to work. Don't assume a constellation of other facts about this person.
Yeah, totally. So I was going to ask what if you have any sexual goals coming into this year, but I think it's putting yourself in your fantasies, right?
It's putting myself in my fantasies almost in a third person way, partially too. But also being open and honest with what I want with someone that I trust. And that just means I have to find someone that I trust. But because like, it's not like I've never said this on the podcast before. I like sex. I think it's nice. I want the person that I'm having sex with. I also have some other interests that are, I'm going to describe it as this. I saw Secretary in theaters when I was...
We've already talked about, not you and me, but Secretary is a big...
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw that
You're in a safe place.
Boyfriend. Yes. Yeah. I saw that with my high school boyfriend, and then was like, we have to do some new things. And he was like, what? And I was like, we are going to this shop. We are buying these things. We are doing some of this stuff. And he was like,
are going to yell at me and take out a red pen and then put me over a desk.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have handcuffs. We have like light restraints. We have masks. We have things. And I like, I'm not trying to be someone's idea of like 50 Shades of Grey, a red room, lots of investment financially into a physical space in my apartment. I'm not trying to do all that, but I like fun little other stuff. And I like inhabiting characters and playing in that space with people. I think it's what some people like about improv, but I don't want to schedule team meetings. I just want to improv with one person that I'm going to have sex with.
Totally.
I need to date someone with whom I can have respect, which usually involves them sharing some of my political beliefs in equality, beliefs in respect, of things like that. But I also need them to feel that way and demonstrate that in the world. But I need them to be able to say commands in a way that I'd respect, because if I don't respect you, I'm honestly not going to respect your commands. You're going to say like, get on the floor. And I'll be like, you get on the floor, bitch.
Literally. Literally. No, I think
yeah.
that's like the foundation of most sexual relationships should be like, do I actually like respect you and like do I feel safe?
Yes. You can't see this, but above my computer is a calendar with all of the dates written on it and like podcast appointments, things like that, some goals written to the side. I love a goal. And my sister keeps pushing me because identical twin sister, the one who had a stroke, mini stroke, she she's now run a half marathon. She biked a century.
Okay.
So she's like, have a goal physically, and she's like really into that. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. But having a goal sexually.
But you also already did such a tremendous physical and mental and emotional like rehab.
Thank you.
You know?
I'm gonna fucking count that.
Think
Yes.
about that. Count that.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you would recommend to somebody who has strokes in their family and think it might happen to them?
I would recommend clocking your blood pressure. Know what your blood pressure is, because that is a contributing factor. Like, even though I had very low blood pressure, most people who have strokes do not. So definitely look into that, and because that's something that you can control with diet, with exercise, that you can work on in a way that's not going to be intrusive to your life, but that will help your odds of A, not having a stroke, or B, surviving a stroke if you have it. So definitely diet, exercise to control blood pressure. This is more existential. It's not something as grandiose as get your life in order, because that's too much. But definitely, like, ask yourself why you're here and what you want out of being here. Like, I say this to my mom and she does not like it. But I'm like, so why are you still alive then? If there's nothing you want to do,
Yeah.
why not just drop dead?
Yeah.
I don't say it like that. Well, I say it kind of like that. And she hates that. But I think ask yourself, like, okay, you are still alive. You're still breathing. You're still walking around and interacting with people. To what end?
Right.
Are you here helping?
Right.
Are you learning? Are you growing? Like, why are you here?
And I was gonna ask, like, for somebody who like might have just had a stroke or like whatever, like I think that would be like the same advice, because like,
yes,
it's like, figure out like what you're living for and like the things that you want to do, and like,
otherwise, why do it?
Otherwise,
like,
don't do it. No, I'm just kidding.
Kind of like you were describing
my PT.
Yes. I was like, yeah, it's good. It's good that you were in the stage that you were, because like you were motivated to like actually do it. Like,
get out of bed.
You need to have a reason to do that sometimes.
You know what my reason is? I want to do stand-up comedy. You know, it's really hard to do stand-up comedy with if you can't stand because your ankles won't let you.
Exactly. So have something that gets you out of bed. Mine is mainly stand-up comedy and like trying stuff out and like getting to the bottom of things and like establishing like clothing swap, Hawkeye draft, like establishing these things that I care about. But like volunteering, like just I want to do one thing that helps someone else. Get your ass up and go do it. Just figure out a thing and then go do that. So yeah.
Anyway, Kenice, I love you so much.
I love you too. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. I have to ask you two things. One, where can everybody find you online?
Okay, so everyone can find me at Kenice Mobley, mostly on Instagram. I got off TikTok because they bent the knee to Trump, but then I'm kind of back on it because I had to post for this climate comedy cohort thing. So like mostly Instagram, but like check TikTok and Thread and Facebook if you really want to. I have a website. It's KeniceMobley.com. There's also information there. So go to that.
Great.
My final question is, I have to ask this to everyone after a sexual experience, which this has been. So Kenice Mobley, did you finish?
I grew.
You grew.
I don't know if I like fully finished because, and yes, it's silly that I talked to my mom way too much, but I was like, we were talking about something and I was like, oh, you know how like sometimes you come and then you can't hear for a while? And she was like, what?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's like there's something, or it's like, or just it sounds like rushing water for a while. And she's like, Kenice, no, that's not a thing. And I was like, no, I've Googled it and other people have experienced this too, where you come so hard and you just lose hearing for like a minute or two. So I didn't lose hearing for a minute or two, but I do feel really good. And I would like to do this again.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Like the losing hearing thing is not, have you ever heard of this?
I've never heard of it. And I wish that my fucking machine was working because I would love to dive in. But yeah, listen, it's coming back, okay? Well, I finished and I have to say thank you. And thank you for coming on the pod. And yeah, you guys, thanks for listening. If you want to follow me, Remy Casimir, if you want to follow the podcast, How Come Podcast, if you want to watch this with video, patreon.com/howcome. And thank you so much for listening. We love you so much. We'll see you next time on How Come.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. You're amazing. I'll see you soon.
All right. See ya.
Goodbye.
Bye.
It's not you, it's me. I try so hard to finish honestly. They say you'll know when you go all the way from A right down to O. Oh no, I think that I've still got a ways to go. Oh, I'm sick of this and I have got to know. How come? How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna jizz